Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and I'm here with a review of Dungeon Drafters on Xbox. Now, this released on the 14th of March 2024, developed by Manolith Studios and published by Dangan Entertainment. And I was looking to present a copy for this video review, so huge thank you to them for that. Now, this game is interesting. I had quite a lot of fun playing it. It's a mix of genres, really. It's like a deck building game mixed with dungeon crawling and rogue-lite elements. Now, you will pick one of 6 characters at the beginning of the game. Each one has their own sort of style, skill set, and their own signature deck. Now, I picked the mage first time playing, but there's all sorts of different characters. If you want to go more melee, there's that. If you want to be like a rogue, there's that. You can choose how you want to start. And each character has like a little cutscene at the beginning as well. You're then thrown into like a tutorial dungeon. And while the tutorial was quite in-depth, which I liked, there was a lot of text to not tell you to do much. I feel like they could have trimmed it down and simplified it quite a bit, because a lot of the stuff it was explaining is so like simplistic and mundane. You wouldn't have had any reason not to like already know like moving up, down, left and right. Now, the way this game works is you will walk around these tile-based dungeons. When you get into combat, you will then go into a sort of turn-based system where you have 3 points to use. Now, these 3 points can be used on movement, on using your cards, and like your abilities. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because obviously you've got a deck of cards. Sometimes you'll have a good hand, sometimes you'll have an absolutely terrible hand. And it's up to you to sort of use your abilities to defeat a range of enemies. Now, sometimes it's just as easy just to punch the enemies in the face, then use your cards, which is fine. But you can really sort of combo your cards once you get going, and you end up getting all these new powerful cards. So once you've died, there's a boss at the end of each sort of dungeon. Once you die, though, you are then brought back to the like hub world, the town. Now, in this town, you can explore this really nice town, and the game itself looks beautiful, like proper looks like an old school JRPG, the way they've done it. Lots of beautiful environments, animation, enemy types and stuff like that. But in this town, it's like any other town. You can explore, talk to NPCs, get side quests, you can go fishing, you can get more cards, unlock booster packs to get even more cards from them, and fix your deck up in between runs. Now, you'll venture into a dungeon, and there's 6 different dungeons to go through. They're all like procedurally generated and stuff like that, so you can keep going through them and retrying and retrying. In each of these dungeons, there's also environmental items you can break. Some of them give you health, some of them give you money, some of them give you cards and stuff like that. You've just got to sort of explore and look around. Eventually, though, you'll build your deck up so you've got a really good deck, and you can sort of breeze your way through. But for the first fair few runs, you're going to end up dying after a while you get used to your deck. You could even, eventually, if you got bored of playing that sort of class, but you like the game where you're at, you could rebuild your deck so it plays like an entirely different style, which is really cool. It gives you that opportunity. Now, the game isn't perfect. Like I say, the 3-point system is good, except the amount of times I've accidentally clipped move, and there isn't an undo button or anything like that, and you've ended up wasting 2 points to go forward and backwards, or like I've clicked up by accident and not down. And the UI is a little finicky on a control. Not end of the world, you will get used to it. When you're first starting out, it can be slightly frustrating. Especially early dungeons when you don't have that many cards, and the ones you do have aren't that great. it felt very repetitive. But once I got a few boosters open, I'd increased my card pool and redone my deck and stuff like that. It was much more interesting and a much more enjoyable game. It's one of those games that you've got to just give it a bit of a like time to it to really get going. Now, I do like this game. You are not always against like one enemy. There's sometimes 3 or 4 enemies. There's sometimes different types of enemies. You can sometimes even summon like ally enemies, so it'll spawn like a minion in and it'll fight them with you as well, which is cool. Story-wise, I'm not sure what the main story is apart from running through the dungeons. I didn't pick up on a hugely like detailed, in-depth story. Killing the bosses doesn't really progress anything other than like you killed the boss, let's keep going to the next one and stuff like that, and getting extra cards and stuff. But at least having the card collecting like mechanic gives those sort of people after like 100% everything something to work towards, which is nice. You may just find it a little bit hard at first until you really get into it. Deck building can be a little difficult from the offset, trying to figure out what you want. But eventually, like this game, it starts off, it feels difficult, but once you've figured everything out, it's actually really good. So definitely check this one out if you're like a deck building game, like a turn-based RPG fan, or a fan of roguelites, because honestly, it's a nice little combo. It looks great, it has great sound, and while the gameplay isn't perfect, it's a neat little mix of genres that I really enjoyed. Now, on Xbox, it's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S consoles, priced at £20.99. It's also available on all of the platforms, PC, Steam, Switch, and PlayStation. So check it out there if you're interested. But than that, guys, hit that like button, and thanks for watching.